All right, well, let's stay on the topic of clothing, because several people sent this
I thought
in.
you were going to say straight jackets.
Or tennis skirts. But let's stay on this topic. Several people have sent this in. I'll read this question sent to CornyDriveThru@gmail.com from Ron Eastman in Austin, Texas. I assume Austin, Texas. It says Austin. I wanted to see what you guys thought of this. A lot of women on social media were ragging on the guys who didn't understand how expensive Rusev's clothes were on Dynamite. Maybe we are the ones out of touch if this is mainstream, and I have a little diagram.
Wait a minute. You now, so read this to me again. What now? Who was saying what about where?
I wanted to see what you guys thought of this. A lot of women on social media were ragging on the guys who didn't understand how expensive Rusev's clothes on Dynamite were.
So they are saying that those clothes apparently were expensive, is what I'm hearing.
I have a picture here. I guess it's his first official AEW photo. I can't believe he's wearing this and smiling. And this was the Bulgarian brute Rusev. The Disney t-shirt appears to be pink.
The Mickey and Minnie Mouse pink t-shirt that he was wearing.
Well, it was a pink print on what appears to be an off-yellow, off-white shirt.
There was pink involved.
Pink involved. It says
more pink than you would expect a Bulgarian brute to be debuting in.
That is a Gucci Disney shirt valued at $650.
What?
The pants he wore.
Wait a minute. That literally Mickey Mouse t-shirt. I'm not knocking the shirt. I'm saying it literally was a Mickey Mouse t-shirt. Pink was worth $650. Was priced at $650.
I'm looking at it. It may be a version of red, not pink. I'm not exactly sure, but $650.
I don't care if it's fucking magenta with a hint of taint. You can go to Walmart and get the same goddamn looking thing.
But it won't say Gucci.
Well, Gucci goo. Who gives a shit? You'd have 600 because you could get that for $650 at Walmart's. That means you would have from $650. You'd have $648.50 left over. So
your math is a bit off, but the point is taken.
648 from 650. Yeah, that's right. You'd have $648 or 640. No, see,
you see, that's what I'm
exactly
saying.
What I said. You'd have $643.
That's right.
And 50 cents left.
That's right.
And you wouldn't have Gucci.
Well,
so a $650 shirt.
Let's go with the cheapest thing he's wearing in this photo. His shoes, Adidas Yeezy Boost 350 V2 Earth.
What? Wait. What? What did you just say?
These are the Kanye West branded sneakers. They are called apparently, I'm not familiar with these. I wear flip-flops. Yeezy Boost 350 V2 Earth, valued at $220.
Those brown fucking clodhoppers that looked like in the old, if he came along in the 50s, they'd have had one of those metal bars run in between those two fucking shoes he was wearing to correct the goddamn posture from his polio or spina bifida. They were fucking therapeutic orthodontic or orthopedic or whatever shoes for $250.
$220.
Okay. $220, whatever. Okay.
And then the main event, his pajama pants, Gucci Disney X Gucci jogging pants, $1,450.
Wait a minute. Wait, he had on fucking brown sweatpants. You're telling me the brown sweatpants cost $1,450? Does he have certainly he is not claiming that he went out and spent this money. Did somebody provide him these clothes? Is that why he was wearing them for free? Because he's promoting something or a store? He's not admitting in public that he paid well over $2,000 for that explosion in a Salvation Army drop box that he was wearing on national television. He looked like a goddamn idiot.
I haven't seen any denials. I haven't seen anything where he said that it was supplied to him. I have to believe these are his clothes. And it's an important lesson for all of you out there. Money is a fantastic thing to have. Live under your means. Don't spend $2,000 on pajama pants and a t-shirt.
Yes. What kind of fucking sucker is it? Do they teach them nothing in the WWF now or WWE? Because he was there for a while. That's the first thing I used to tell the guys in OVW. Well, they got that's the problem is now they go to NXT instead of OVW. Instead of being on the fucking ring crew and working the goddamn Vaughn Reno Starks Community Center in E-Town, they're on national television. But somebody had told, especially this fucking sapsucker, idiot, you apparently aren't real bright, and you're probably not going to fucking be a big star in this business very long. And if you're lucky enough that somehow you're making some fucking money for a little while, don't buy $1,500 pajamas. You fucking... Remember the time Flair got me the fucking Sansa belts from Michaels of Kansas City? I told you that story.
I don't remember.
Ric Flair loved to get, every time he would go into the Central States territory, he would get a new wardrobe because Michaels of Kansas City was his favorite men's clothing store. And that's where he got all the suits that he wore on TV and all the Sansa belt slacks and all the leisure suits and all the shirts and all the, everything, the shoes, the whole 9 yards. And I happened to mention in the locker room one day because I was always trying to find all the wild colors. And the reason I got the Sansa belts, the slacks that they had back in the old days there, is because they were made out of polyester. JR, you say the prince of polyester, right? Well, polyester, unlike a lot of suits and the material that suits were made from, polyester stretches. You could take bumps in polyester. The belt, if you had a slacks or a pair of pants that goes to a suit that needed a belt and belt loops, then you've got something that not only can snag, but it can be ripped. Marks can snag them. The belt doesn't allow your waistband to expand, but you bust the seat out of these pants. I'm telling you, running around the ring, jerked in the ring, taking bumps and being a manager, Sansa belt slacks were fucking great, right? But I was bemoaning to Rick one day, well, I can't find all the, the crazy colors here in Charlotte. I went home one year and they had colors out for the Derby, blah, blah, blah. He said, they've got a bunch of them at Michael's. I said, really? What's your size? And I told him whatever size I was wearing at that point. I used to have like the small, medium, and large selection. I gave him the size. He said, I'll call Michael's and have him send you. So give me your address. I gave him the address. So they'll just send you the bill. I said, okay. I'm thinking, well, he's going to get me fixed up with like, a dozen pair of pants. This will be great, right? The box fucking arrived. Michaels of Kansas City carried 38 different fucking kinds and shades of Sansa belt slacks, and they sent me one of it. Cost me almost $3,000 back in the 80s. I had a hemorrhage. I think to that point, never spent that much money collectively in total. This was 1986. I'd been in the business 4 years. I hadn't spent that much money on my clothes total at that point in time. And it took me forever to wear through them. I finally did, but never let Ric Flair do your clothes shopping for you.
Did you say anything to Flair?
Thank you. What am I going to say? Then if I'd have said, Rick, they sent me 30, what are you, a cheapskate? Because we're making fucking $200,000 working for fucking Crockett. I'm going to get mad at a fucking $3,000 bill for pants. And then he'd said, write it off. But he would have said, write it. The thing is, it's a write-off. Thing is, I was actually paying my taxes at that point.
Can you imagine taking financial advice from Ric Flair?
Well, there you go. See, the sartorial advice I took, but I just didn't bother to clarify the financial parameters of same.
Is it true Vince McMahon bought his suits from the Spike Jones estate?
Do you mean Spike Jones and his City Slickers, or Spike Jones, the modern movie director?
No, Spike Jones and his City Slickers.
I wish I had the cowbell, so we could move that right along with the cowbell sign.
There's like 30 or 40 listeners who understand who I'm talking about.
You have way overestimated that. There's about 15, and some of them are on a fucking ventilator because they're of aged description. You know what?
What?
Well, I'll tell you what. Thank you for answering that. If you understood Brian Last's reference, you need some fucking help. But if you have other problems, serious problems, or problems with issues that you need to talk to somebody about, then you don't need to talk to either one of us. That's obvious. Neither me nor Brian. You need to talk to the folks at BetterHelp. We've been talking about our friends there for some time now, and we've read the statements and the emails from some of our listeners where this has helped them in a major way, whether they've experienced a loss or they're being isolated because of the pandemic, or just, even beforehand, they lived in a rural area or didn't have a therapist easily accessible that they could talk to in person, and now you don't want to go anywhere in person. The folks at BetterHelp assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. And it's basically you can start communicating either by phone or by video calls in under 48 hours. They've got folks with a broad range of expertise available, which may not, as we said, be locally available in many areas or especially in yours. It's worldwide because this is the internet, and you can log into your account anytime, send a message to your counselor. So basically, you can go to BetterHelp.com and read some of the testimonials and join the over 1 million people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional by going to BetterHelp.com. And as a special offer for our listeners, get 10% off your first month's services at BetterHelp.com/drive. Just remember to /and-drive at BetterHelp.com. And I kid about it, but we've had a number of people write in, and we've read some of them on the air, that, especially this year with all the other shit going on, the world's in flames, the West Coast's in flames, the East Coast is often underwater. We know who's in the White House, and there's a global plague. So if I didn't have Brian Last to talk to, I don't know what I'd do.
And this is going so well.
Well, I was about to say, talking to you is probably why I'm doing some of the things I'm doing. Anyway, folks, go to BetterHelp.com/drive, 10% off your first month. That's the way to do it.